Hello there, this is Anthony Johnson, and this is episode 11 of SQL Interview Prep. The interviewer asks, have you ever heard of temp tables? And if so, what are they? So, yes, you have heard of a temp table, I'm sure. And my apologies that I haven't made this video sooner. It should have been one of the top 5 videos in my out of the 10 that I've dropped so far. But a temp table is nothing more but a virtual table. It's a table that you build out signified by a double hash or a hash symbol, which signifies it's a temp table and it only resides inside of the temp DB. Also, um, as far as temp tables, they have to be on the same page. So let me show you here. So if I make a temp table here and I open up a new query, I cannot execute that temp table because it only resides on this scope of this instance. So enough talk, let's start building. So it's just like a regular table. Create table. It's gonna be our temp table. Just like a regular table, regular base table. Then we start creating our columns. We'll just say ID int identity 1 by 1, so we don't have to accommodate for that column when we insert into. And it also keeps your rows and they keep them uniquely identified when you have an ID column on it that increments by 1. You can also increment it by anything you want to. This is to start. You would start at 1. You can change this, and you can change this to 20, and it would be 1, 21, 41. It will just keep going on like that. So, anywho, we'll just say name varchar 50. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna just show you before we insert anything. Okay, although we have this Northwinds database, we're inside of Northwinds database. It doesn't reside in Northwinds database. And let me show you. Select all from sys.tables. Order by create date descending. Now let's see what we get back here. And as you can see, this is all of the tables within this Northwinds database using the system. So it's going based off the SQL Server system dot tables. We're inside of the Northwinds database. So that's where it's pulling from. So as you can see there, we don't see anything, but watch this. Temp table. You can see it's there. Now what if we do this? What if we comment this out? Let's see what will happen. I wonder why we got a red squiggly line. Let's see if we can execute it. Let me refresh first. Now let's do it again. Something still popped up. I don't understand how, but maybe my computer is acting a little wonky. Anyway, so it's just a regular table. Let's check it out, make sure it's still there. Okay, still there. Now let's insert some values into it. Just like a regular base table. Or temp table. Anything you can insert into as far as table wise. And I want to, no, you can't insert into that. So I wasn't going to say that. So insert into temp table. We have two columns, so I'm not going to specify the columns that we're inserting into. And plus we have identity data type, or not data type, but we have the identity indicator on the ID. So that's going to auto increment. So we're only responsible for names. So let's just put a couple names in here. Select John Sten, union all, select Cole James. Alrighty, so now let's insert into that. Okay, so that's our temp table. Now let's check it here. Okay, so as you can see, we have two records there. So now, I wonder if we take this away, would it execute properly? Okay. That is strange, but never mind. Let's look here. Look at the temp DB. Okay. So it is still there. Let's test our theory over here. Well, it's not really a theory. So this probably be a better representation. Okay, so as you can see, we can just copy and paste it opposed to me typing so you can actually see what's going on. All right, let's execute. And you see it's nothing there because it only resides over here. Typically, when you comment this out, the values won't execute, but as you can see, the squiggly lines there, so you see something's working. But anyhow, a temp table. A temp table is a virtual table that doesn't physically exist. When we say physically exist, that means it's not over here in the database. Okay, so let's just pick a database, ad hoc tables. Like this, these are base tables. These are actually materialized in the database. There's actual physical evidence. So since we're here, let's just go into Northwinds. I have a lot of databases here. Going to Northwinds, let's go into tables. Let's see if pound temp DB there is there. Nope, you don't see it. It is not there. Just like when we ran this query, it was not there. So a temp table is a virtual table. It's typically used for staging, which is just essentially a way to format the data when it's incoming data. So if the incoming data fails to go inside of the temp table, that means the client sent something that is not within the constraints of that table, which the staging table will mimic our base table. So you can drop tables. Well, actually, that's probably what I should have done. Okay, so watch this. You can do this. Now you can see there's nothing there because I dropped it. You can create it. You can insert into it as I show here. It works essentially like a regular table. Once the data is in there, once the data is in there and it's not dropped, you can typically work with it like a regular table. It's a couple nuances that you will see as far as doing things with data in the temp table. I believe it's just like views and stuff like that. But other than that, temp table is essentially a virtual table that acts just like a base table, but it doesn't exist inside of the actual database. It exists inside of temp DB. You can insert, update, delete, drop tables. You cannot create indexes. I don't believe that's the caveat. That's what it is. You cannot create an index on a temp table. It has to be a physical base table. So I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but just doing things a little bit different this year. Give you guys over. I just want to over deliver. Essentially, when I first started learning SQL, wasn't too many, great resources as far as that would break it down. This typically would be behind a paywall. They would just go into, just they would do it pretty blandly, I would say. They wouldn't give you any really no real flavor, but I'm here to deliver. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. This was episode 11 of SQL interview prep. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and bye bye.